morning to each and everyone. I am Noemi Uville de Gracia from Bachelor of Education 2A. And this is my presentation regarding to the story of Helen Keller. Helen Keller is an American author and educator who was both blind and deaf. Her education and training represent an extraordinary accomplishment in the education of a person with disabilities. And this is the short story of Helen Keller.
Helen Keller was born in a small town in Alabama in 1880. When she was 2 years old, she became ill, and day after day, her fever stayed high. Her mother noticed that her eyeballs did not move when she swarmed her hand in front of her face. Later, Helen did not even pay attention when her mother used to call her. Then her mother came to know that Helen was both blind and deaf. Helen grew into a little girl. She was a bright little girl. When Helen was 7 years old, her parents thought that they should find a teacher for her. Miss Sullivan, a young teacher, agreed to help Helen to learn to see the world. Miss Sullivan gave Helen a doll. D-O-L-L spells doll. She spelled the word with her fingers into Helen's hand. She made the letters with special hand signs. Helen copied her teacher and spelled D-O-L-L too. She liked Miss Sullivan. She was strict but kind. One day her teacher made Helen put her hand into running water. Then she spelled W-A-T-E-R. Suddenly Helen understood that water meant something wet running over her hand. She understood that words were the most important things in the world. Words would tell her everything she wanted to know. By that time, Helen learned sign language. She learned, read and wrote in Braille. Helen was taught to read the speech of others with her fingers. At the age of 16 years, Helen attended college. Helen graduated in 1904 with honors. She started writing books. She became a really successful woman. She was a blind, deaf writer and a disability educator. She was learned. She knew 5 different languages, including English, French, German, Latin, and Greek. She died in 1968. She was 89 years old then.
Helen Keller inspired us, especially to the future educators and to the educators who lost hope. Helen Keller gives us a lot of lessons, and one thing through that is that unrealistic can be realistic. Helen Keller is the first person who earned Bachelor of Art degree, truly showing that disability, even blindness, is no match for the spirits of determination. Helen Keller inspired me that nothing is impossible. I can reach my dream career throughout this difficult situation. I can be unstoppable, and I will rise my family from difficulties, even though a lot of people criticize me. Helen Keller proved that unrealistic can be realistic. The second lesson we have learned that inspired us is we must have a vision. When Helen Keller says that it is terrible to see and has no vision, the vision means it is the goal or a plan or a life mission. Was much more important than physical ability to see. Me, as a future teachers, and I grow up with a poor family, is not a hindrance for me to be a successful. Everything we have or even we have a lot of money, we are a person without disability, we are a person that able to talk, able to walk, able to hear. It doesn't mean that you can do everything or you can be a successful one. It is because it depends to the person who determined to be a successful on his goals in life. And the third is experience is what's more important. Helen Keller taught us that a life experience, even those that are painful and scary, are what life is all about. This difficultness we experience from now has a good change. Every experience we have been faced, we can get and learn a lot of lessons. These experiences will make us more stronger and brave. Another lessons we have learned from her is that focus on a positive and you will be happier. She said that keep your face in the sunshine and you will never see the shadow. Do not afraid of any circumstances comes in our life. She inspired me that I shouldn't be afraid of any challenges that came to my life. I do not let people kill my spirit of determination to be successful. Instead, I should be conqueror as a future teachers. I live in a happy life and stay a positive as always. The sun will shine. Although the world is full of suffering, it is full also of overcoming of it. She said also that what I'm looking for, it is not out there, it is in me. She taught us that our lives is truly in our hands. We should not blind our shortcomings, slights, and failures from others. It is because our futures, it is up to us. Another thing we have learned from her is surround yourselves with positivity. She said that while they were saying among themselves is not to be done, it was done. Hanging out with the people who are negative won't help us to attain our dreams. So choose your friends wisely. A Helen Keller story was inspired me the most as a future teacher that has nothing. I realized that our disabilities or situation is not a reason for us to be and not as successful. Sometimes I was lost hope. It is because I am not smart, I have no money, I am not beautiful. But Helen Keller inspired me, thought it is not a reason for me to be not a successful one. The lessons that I learned from here was brought me to the right pathway as the new stepping stone of my life journey.